Good evening, RPG Limit Break, and welcome to the last race of this season's Duck Derby, the Final Fantasy Randomizer's new player showcase, where we put all of our ducklings together and make them race it off for your entertainment. I am your host, Dark Moon EX, joined in the booth by Cyrannus. How is it going over there, Cyrannus?
Oh, it's going pretty good. I've been looking forward to this one for a while. From what I hear, we actually have two people tied for first place so far.
We do indeed. We have, as I'm checking the score sheet right now just to verify names, DVS, who is over on Speed Gaming 3, and Sir Linkalot hosted here. They are tied for first place at 90 points total. Then you can see we have the 4th place, the 6th place, and the 8th place runners here. 3rd, 5th, and 7th are over on Speed Gaming as well. And it really is anybody's game, with a difference of 40 points between first and last place in these races, because we have 30 people running. It is easy enough that you could see just about anyone run away with this. This is going to be one hectic race.
Yeah, I haven't actually looked at the flags for this one, but I'm guessing the thief and the white mage were forced, I believe?
They were indeed. You can tell I rolled this one. And it looks like, just because of that, everyone has picked the same party. Thief, white mage, fighter, black mage. How do you feel about that?
I don't blame them one bit. I would have filled out the party with a fighter and a black mage as well, almost certainly.
Yeah, no joke. I like the thief for the running, especially in the early game, but I have come around to the idea of a fighter supported by a white mage and a black mage at the end game every time. You need those spells.
Yeah, and if white magic isn't what you're looking for today, it's always extra experience to just knock it off.
Absolutely. So what we're looking at today is actually not going to be all that bad. It's if you saw the floor entrance madness of yesterday, this is something much more basic, a nice way to finish out the run and give everyone a chance to take everything they've learned and bring it here into the finale. We're looking at trying to find 2 loose items, 20 locations, 22 loose. That's going to be Ice Cave, Ordeals, Titan's True, Earth Cave, Volcano, and Canaria, along with all the usual stuff you're used to seeing incentivized in these runs, so that they can find all of the items that they're looking for, including the defense and the power gauntlet, and the ribbon included as well. And it looks like we're running right now. So yeah, expect standard towns, standard locations, standard everything. This is a race to see who's learned and can take what they know. And we got Fire 2, Bane, and Quake all at the Black Magic Shop. That's nice.
Yeah, how about that white magic, though? Heal 3 and Life 2 was white locked.
Oh, love it. Heal 3 is going to be...
Actually, night locked. The knight will get it, too.
Yeah. No, I mean, I love all of that right there. You get Invis out of the way early. In case you need it later, you can buy it for your fighter. But you're hoping for Invis 2 lands somewhere that you're going to be able to get to it, not even worry about it. But Heal 3 is good at any time, and then you just don't worry about it in the end game, and you use that Life 2. It's a really nice balance, honestly.
Yeah, the black magic's a little slow, but I'd be happy with the start. It'll get you started for sure.
Totally. So we have Sir Linkalot already making his way up to Temple of Fiends, checking out the chest, while others have been fighting imps and taking a little more time to get going. You can kind of see why Sir Linkalot is one of our #1 contenders right here. Just getting that little extra bit of afterburner right there that the other runners are just trying to keep up with. And we got Sir Linkalot taking on Garland right now already, and immediately sending Garland tumbling into the crack. Not really much in the way of treasure that was there to speak of in Topher, just a saber and some money. But we do get our ship to go along with that free bridge they started off with, and the canoe. So even though the canal is still close to them right now, they're going to be able to explore a whole lot of this continent. That canoe opens up Ice Cave, Volcano, and Crescent Lake to our runners. So many checks to make. If you're in this position, Cyrannus, and I know what I would do, but how are you going to run your checks at this point?
I'd be starting off mostly like Link. I mean, you gotta hit Provoca. Why not? It's level 2 magic. You get the pirates. I personally do not like an early canoe. Opening up that much of the world this early is a bit of a pain, and I don't like sailing that river system.
And I am the exact opposite, which is why I asked you first. Because I am a big fan, especially depending upon how this magic works out right here, which we're about to find out. Cure 4 and Wall, I will take those. And those are open to the fighter as well, or the knight, which just makes that fighter even nicer to have. Lock 2 and Ice 2. Okay, so here's where I'm at. If we had a Fire 3, if we had a Nuke, something along those lines here at this shop, I like the stupid early Ice Cave play. Get it out of the way, it's incentivized, see what happens. With this particular mix of magic, though, I might do a canoe down to Crescent Lake and then just continue on around to Elfland and Northwest and all that. Ice Cave's gonna be a little hard with this mix of magic.
Yeah, I would do Volcano over Ice, but really with the magic we have right now, I wouldn't be looking at either. I hate March, but I'd probably do it.
It's 100% a moot point at this point, though. We got the Oxyel in the shop for only 8 grand, and Bicky, or BK, if you like his French name, he has the canal. So the entire world, except for those few airship locked locations, is open to us.
Yeah, everything's been opening up, but you still don't have the levels or the magic to really feel confident heading out anywhere.
The nice thing about having the ship, the canal, and the canoe is that more than likely your incentive items are probably not in March. A very low-density dungeon that no one wants to go to anyway, and with March not being incentivized, very little reason to go there.
True. We'll have to see what comes in at level 3 and 4 magic. If we can get one of those big sweepers, we can feel a lot more confident going to Volcano.
Volcano, which is incentivized. Earth Cave, if you really want to make that play. Ice Cave, even once you get the right sweepers and a few levels under your belt. And the nice thing is the Shuffled Encounters is on for all of our spike tiles. So, an Earth Cave play just for the first couple levels, really not a bad thought right there, since you can check what's in the Hall of Giants, you can check what's on the element tiles, and get your incentive location out of the way if that's something you like to do, which, as I've been commenting throughout this tournament and spring tournament before, the meta does feel like Earth Cave suddenly gets a little more action in it now.
For sure, especially if we can find that warp or exit spell down there at 3 or 4, or even 5.
Yeah, and with the canal open, we have level 3, 4, and level 5 magic all available to us. It's a nice mix of what they can do right now without even worrying. Oh, and honestly, Crescent Lake's there. Level 6 magic as well. Although level 6, we're starting to get to the point where some of that stuff's going to be tail-locked. Quad X. Black magic is not working as well as we would have liked right now.
No, it's really not, and everyone brought that black mage. Oh, there is Fade, though.
Fade, and it's night learnable, so you know what? That black mage might be kissing dirt for too long.
Is it too late to re-roll for a second white mage?
I mean, it's not too late. You could do that if you wanted to. Just, this is that rare seed, even with bracket level 4 and fast. You're sitting there going, do I really need this?
The ninja will get fast.
Yeah.
I mean, there you go.
Yeah. I mean, you don't need that black mage. Only thing that we're really missing that the ninja might want is temper, and if you get a power gauntlet, which is in the pool if I remember correctly, you don't even have to worry about it.
I mean, I wouldn't be re-rolling, but if my black mage were to die, I might just kind of leave him there.
This is the kind of scene where you're sitting there going, man, I really want a black mage, but in the back of your mind, you're sitting there going, man, I really wish I'd brought a red mage.
Yeah, red would be pretty good looking right now.
Primo. Absolutely primo. And it's rare that you get a scene where you're really like, I wish I brought a red mage instead. This is one of those exceptions.
I get it, though. At character select, you wanted to guarantee fast, you wanted to guarantee temper. You bring a red mage, and that's a risk.
Life and exit at level 6 white, and I saw Lightning 3 at level 6 black. That black magic, man, that's rough. Ooh. Winner, we got the Adamant early from this pack of Wandering Sages.
Do you go all the way back to Dwarf to turn it in, though? What if it's your floater?
Yeah, see, and with Canoe being this early, you have to worry about that. I think you go make the Volcano play, honestly. If it's me, the Mix and Magic is just good enough that Volcano is on the table, especially if you buy a couple of houses. You got the lives, you got the cures, you got the fades. I don't think there's anything in Volcano that's going to make you worry too much.
Looks like Link might be looking for some EXPs.
And thing is, if you do Volcano with its incentive location, and you finish it, and you actually defeat Carrie, who's only scaled up to like, what, 150, 180%? I can verify that in a second. You've got the levels then for Ice Cave. Like, you're in the right position just to finish out this area and never come back.
You do, and having the levels would certainly be a huge boon going out from here.
Okay, bosses are scaled to 200%, so Carry low level is iffy. If you get a few levels off of a good tile here, though, Carry's not going to be too bad.
Yeah, looks like he's going for it. Gonna see, maybe he'll find a nice spike tile for us.
It's a solid plan. We got 2 tiles on the first floor, and then another tile that comes in down later, plus the red dragon tile all the way at the bottom with the incentive chest. 4 chances for good luck right there.
Hydra's doing Hydra things.
And by Hydra things, them saying, do not pass go, do not collect $200.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, at this point in the game, they hit like trucks. I haven't really seen if we picked up anything in the way of armor. I didn't see if there was any chain anywhere, even.
I saw chain, but I didn't check to see what the price was. I also saw gold bracelets, and those were 20k, so outside the range of what they can afford right this moment.
Oh yeah, I saw the gold bracelets for 20k, but yeah, you're not buying those anytime soon unless you open up a chest with max money or something.
Life Reboot did get a bit of a bonus right here as we're checking on the other players as well. They went to Dwarf Cave early without having that Adamant or TNT and got the Flame Shield out of the 2 chests that are available right there. It takes a little time to make it over here when you don't have to go to Dwarf Cave before you do a double or a triple dip even, but when you get a Flame Shield, you're not going to complain about that.
Not going into the volcano where that flame shield is going to do a little bit to protect you against some of this stuff, maybe.
It will indeed. The flame toboggan is very useful when you hold it up in front of you. Setacles had the Adamant. I failed to see what they get from it. I will check the notes from our tracker.
It looked like a ribbon, I believe.
Ooh! One incentive ribbon. Lovely to have that already taken care of. And that's another piece of gear from Dwarf Cave that you really like to have. So they are willing to sail it all the way back over and take a little time for that. It's not progression, but ribbon is never a piece of gear you're going to, like, complain about.
Right, and it gets it out of the pool so they know if they see a ribbon, it's no longer that mystery of whether or not it's a key item or not.
Yepper. And it looks like Stathpulse is making a bold play right here. Instead of going over to Volcano or Ice Cave or any of our incentive locations, they are taking the gamble on unincentivized Marsh.
I hope this pays off for them. I like this.
Burt Reynolds, our tracker in chat, agreeing with me. Hashtag never Marsh. I hate Marsh so bad. So
I do too. We're all never Marshers, but when it pays off, it's huge.
Oh yeah, when it pays off, you know you're the only fucking jerk that it's gonna pay off for, and I hate it even more. So just to confirm, bosses are scaled at 200% again. So yeah, like when they start fighting bosses, they're gonna want a few levels of them. If they can make these R-Hydras work on this tile though, which it doesn't look like we're going to, but that is the Flame Elemental tile. That's a good grind, especially with those Ice 2s.
Yeah, if you can take those down, those are good experience. Even at endgame, I'll take that fight.
Fabulous experience, especially this early on. I mean, their White Mage is dead. I would almost consider going back to town, getting that White Mage back up, just so you can use the Fades that they have, because that'll take out a pack of R-Hydras like it's nothing. Also managed to get a piece of gear right there that I was going to talk about, the Aegis Shield. There we go. Aegis Shield lurking here in the Treasury. Treasury, of course, usually pays out with something good.
When you got that many chests in one area, you're bound to find something usually.
It's why I love checking this dungeon, at least the first floor, because almost invariably you get some stuff that's going to help you in the game, no matter what. Just that pure chest dense area is so nice to have.
See if he picked up a few houses so he can get out of here and come back in for some of those hydras, maybe.
So due to the way that this scene is laid out, most of our runners have all congregated into the same area, this volcano crescent lake area where they can do stuff. Static Pulse has already exited out of Marsh Cave. I didn't happen to see what they found on the top side. Maybe they got blitzed out and had to leave. Thankfully, if that's a dive they're not going to commit to long term, they at least didn't spend a lot of time on it.
Yeah, it actually looks like everyone's headed away from Volcano.
Burt Reynolds in chat confirming for us, Mucks have Zap, and at this early a level, Zap is absolutely dead.
Yeah, Zap's one of those spells that has a really low hit chance, but when you're this low level and have this low MDef, it'll cut right through you.
Yep, I mean, I've had Zap take out party members at like level 50. It's bad against good MDef, but it's only bad against good MDef when you use it against the enemies. When the enemies use against you, it's like a hot knife through warm butter.
Anything that has a chance to instantly kill you is bad news.
So everyone's wandering through here, everyone's getting their ribbons. Sir Linklot is probably going to be the last to do that turn-in, but knowing that there are Hydras out there, they may also not do that anytime soon.
Using those ill-gotten gains from the treasury to fill up on heal potions and probably going to buy a couple houses.
Yeah, I think they bought the houses already. They're working on the heal pots right now. It's a smart move. I cannot argue with this strategy. Whether they go into Volcano or decide to do Ice Cave next, they're going to be well stocked for it.
Exactly. You never want to be caught out without those heal potions. And wow, Guelph headed for ordeals.
Very nice. I mean, you've got the canoe, you've got the ship. It's right there. I can't blame them for it, and it is incentivized. Of course, doing it this early without having warp under your pocket does make it a nasty dungeon to have to do, with randomized teleporters.
Exactly. Not having warp, I've been lost in this maze a couple of times myself, and it can get pretty ugly.
I literally have to say the directions out loud as I'm walking through it, as I find them. Okay, up, down, second teleporter, down. And, you know, my co-op partner, when I'm running with them, is listening the whole time going, okay, so I know what to do now.
Same. I think we all do that.
So a whole lot of overworld exploration going on right now. I do appreciate Guelph's move, though, just taking us someplace new. Gives us something new to talk about once they make it through it. Looking at bottom, and then bottom. He's managed to be sent back to the start of the dungeon twice so far.
The only thing I'm not sure I like about this move is I wish he would have picked up the Oxyale first, so we can head over and do that next.
Yeah, you can at least go, I mean, if you're going to commit to weird plays, you can always go check mermaids. It's not incentivized, but it's a lot of treasure.
It is, and if you can knock out this whole, like, northwest quadrant of the map while you're up here, it's a good play. It's actually, I prefer it over the Volcano Ice play, usually.
Honestly, with Ice 2 and Fade under your belt, Waterfall seems like a pretty, like, righteous play to make right now.
For sure. And he makes it through the maze, at least. Let's see what we got for spike tiles today.
Just some random zombie Ds hanging out there. He runs away from them. Can't blame him because of where he's at right now, but they are tasty experience. Oozes and spiders, not letting him run away.
Mildly annoying, but non-threatening.
As long as they also don't have Zap or Bait or something.
Sap, Bane, Nuke, take your pick. Any of them could be absolutely devastating.
And Sir Lancelot has made it through the top part of the ice cave, is now heading into the incentivized area so that he can do another check that we haven't seen yet. Gregley in chat asking what's up with the 4 classes that were take. It was not 4 forced, it was only 2 forced. That was Thief and White Mage. And then because of that, everyone decided that a Black Mage and a Fighter would be best. Although, as Cyranus and I were chatting just a little while ago, the magic is actually primed for a Red Mage instead. Oh darn! So
we found that nuke.
We did. Hope you guys wanted Grogers with nuke, because that's what we got.
Yeah, it's never good when whatever gets nuke ends up on its first turn.
Yeah.
You're gonna see it, especially here in Earth. You're gonna see a lot of them.
And they're ambushy too. So in my opinion, knowing that, I kind of feel like Volcano and Earth Cave may be off the table right now. Yeah, because they ambush every time and they immediately first turn.
Yeah, certainly Earth is off the table.
Yeah, he's committing to it, trying to get through this. I don't know that I would do what Life Reboot is doing. I have a 3 bounce rule, which they're already over. Once I get bounced out of a place 3 times, especially by Grogers with nuke, I'm done. I'm out.
Yeah, I might want to check those spike tiles, but even still, I kind of don't, because even if you find something good, you might die walking back out from it.
Exactly. Like, I think the R-Hydra spike tile in Volcano is safe enough, because I don't think Grogers show up on the first floor, and you can use the lava to get through to the spike tile on the second floor. But here in Earth Cave, that's a hard pass for me.
Yeah, and those R-Hydras can easily get you into the teens in a couple fights.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I like the R-Hydra play better. I like the Volcano play better. I don't think I know Grogers are down there, but I think they stopped showing up past a certain floor. Like, this is hideous. But we do get the Ice Sword from Ice Cave. That seems appropriate.
We had also picked up an Ice Sword somewhere else. I believe Link had it, or Life Reboot had it, I think.
Nice to find. Never gonna argue with one of the best mid-game swords showing up this early. We had a question from Bullet Will asking about custom sprites, pointing out the ones that Sir Lancelot and Static Pulse A are SA are using at the very minimum. Those come from the Valkyrie of Light sets that were designed by some of the artists in the Final Fantasy Randomizer community. So they made female versions of many of the sprites that you see in the standard game. And that is an option that you can use when playing Final Fantasy Randomizer.
Thank you, chat, for helping out our tracker. Apparently it was an herb that turned up there in Ordeals, because I missed it as well.
I'll admit, I was looking at someone else, because we've got like 4 different dungeons going on right now. It's a lot to keep up with. And we're about to...
That'll be a solid turn-in for him, hopefully. That could turn into something.
I think he did turn in, but I missed what it was. We're really bad at this, apparently. Okay, Defense Sword came off of that. So, Defense Sword from Herb, not progression. Ordeals was not necessarily the play to make early if you want to try and get through the scene, but at the same time, you don't hate having the Defense Sword.
Unrunnable Manticores is your first spike tile over there. Just get out of Earth. Run away. Far away.
And while we're at, Loot was lurking here down in the Ice Cave. So that is progression as far as being able to finish the game, since it's required to get through the Temple of Fiends. But it is not progression as far as opening up anything right this moment.
Nope, everyone's just really hoping to be the one that finds that floater. We are running out of potential locations for it, too. I mean, other than the obvious loose one.
Yeah, if it's going to show up early, we're looking at potentially coming from a chain somewhere in Volcano or Earth Cave at this point. And Sir Linkalot doesn't know that the Grogers have the nuke, so he may go try and do Volcano after this, and that will be hilarious.
Waterfall's still on the table, too, but I'm hoping it's Lucen Marsh.
Burt Reynolds in chat is hoping for it to be in Rodless Earth Cave, so they have to go double dip Earth Cave just to be able to get it.
You know, Exit was at level 6, I believe. I'm hoping it's not promotion locked.
I think it was top slot.
Because going through Earth Cave once is bad enough. I would not want to walk out of it.
No. Not especially not knowing what the enemies are down there. I don't like going into Earth Cave normally anyway, because Earth Cave is like Marsh Cave, but longer. Just in general. But especially knowing what some of these enemies have, those, like, the nasty spells we've already seen, I would not want to go in there. Burt Reynolds saying that he would be grinding in Pop still at this point, the Peninsula of Power. I would have done the Volcano play, and I would spend about a half an hour there just doing R-Hydras.
Yeah, with the knowledge we have, I would go for the R-Hydras over Pop, but Pop's not a bad place. You know, you had that fire too. You can blow up some Frost Wolves with it. It'll get you there.
So we're going to see where Sir Linkalot goes at this point with loot in hand to beat El Kabong and bash over the heads of his enemies. Hopefully that reference doesn't date me too much. Making a dive back over to Crescent Lake, probably to buy more houses and charges and get things back together again. But we are waiting to see what his next move will be after this.
Yeah, that white magic is just so good. That knight is going to be amazing today.
Yeah, I think once you can get the chance to promote, you get that tail, you get that floater, you say screw it to everything else, and you just go and promote, and then do a 2-man of the fighter white mage through like most of the scene.
Yeah, I was going to say fighter thief, but okay.
I want the fades.
The fades are handy, yeah.
I want the fades, and I want to just walk and grind, so I want to just kill everything.
Well, that will absolutely get you there.
And I mean, at this point, we know the knight can already start swinging the defense sword. I'm not going to complain about that. That is fantastic.
If you don't find better.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not talking I want to go into Topher with it, but for my walking grind. What were you saying?
I consider the defense sword a viable weapon, absolutely.
Mm-hmm. So the R-Hydra's rolled a little beefy, but not too terrible.
Yeah, looks like between 240 and 222, I think.
Yeah. So it's a double roll. If you happen to find that black shirt, that's going to make this grind even better. Or a Thor hammer would help too. Just something to back up the Ice K or the Ice 2s to make them more viable. Sir Linkalot picking up their Oxyale from the store. Good to roll on their part so they can continue onwards. But with them leaving the area, I kinda doubt we're gonna see them do a volcano dive anytime soon.
Yep, life reboot, doing a bit of tracking through the ordeals that we've already seen. We know this won't reward them with what they're looking for, but it's still pretty helpful.
It won't hurt, it just won't help. So Winklot's gonna do his turn in of his adamant, get his flame toboggan and his ribbon.
Yeah, that'll be a big boon. Hopefully after that he comes and I'm guessing he'll probably head for ordeals and use that Oxyale he picked up.
If he's listening to the whisper of the angels, he'll avoid Earthgate. We did get a Hooray Dwarf, though, so I want everyone in chat to give us a big ol' hooray! Oh, yeah, found the Grogers. Oh, Grogers follow up their nuke also with the heat. They're just gross.
That's just the aftershock from the nuke.
Exactly. I'm gonna hit you with the nuke, and then an EMP, and then the residual heat afterwards.
I do not believe life has gone to Volcano. I think life headed outwards and did not look back.
Yeah, life is definitely following a path more in line with what Wealth is doing. Life did go to Earth. That is true. I remember seeing that. They were the ones to discover the nukes.
You know, as bad as it is, it could be worse. At least it's just Grogers.
There are worse enemies in Sienna. I've seen nuclear mummies, and they show up everywhere.
Indeed, and at least it's not something you're gonna see, you know, halfway down Topher.
Yeah. Grogers thankfully stopped showing up at a certain point in the game, and they are no longer a concern. Oh, apparently the Arhydras have damage poison. Oh, not the Arhydras, the Argoyles have damage poison. You know, but that's the thing. I expect something nasty from the Argoyles. They always seem to have something gross.
Yeah, they are an enemy that I've learned to not hate as much. When I first started, I really hated them because they're red. I obviously cast ice magic on them, and that does nothing.
So if you manage to survive the zaps, Mux then have hold, as Static Pulse learns when they zap down 3 of his 4 party members.
Gotta hold you down so they can zap you some more.
I mean, if you wanted to grind your knight up, this is a good way to do it. You got one, you got a black shirt.
Do they have a black shirt? I didn't see that.
No, you're right, they didn't go to Ordeals. The black shirt's over in Ordeals.
I saw that they had a mage staff, which could also be useful if we find any slimes somewhere.
Slimes, yeah. Slimes are good, or the gray Medusas. They'd be great as well. But Static Pulse is trying to make this one man work for a little while, walk out what they've gotten so far. It's a bold play.
Yeah, it's a long walk back to town, though, if you're looking to bring people back up.
It is. I feel like this is that thing where we need that gift from Dodgeball. It's a bold move, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off.
It could. Looks like they got some solid levels on the night, though, at least out of it.
It's the benefit of the one man. If you're gonna do it. Guelph.
No life! Show us the waterfall!
Guelph is diving down further into Volcano. Gonna show us what they had. Well, they showed us a Groker, but managed to get away from it. Lucky them.
Thank you, Link. Finally, showing us this waterfall. Come on.
Life Reboot gonna go turn in that herb they got from Ordeals. Gonna get themselves the defense sword. There it is. Very pretty. Guelph,
I am hoping for a ruby here.
Guelph now down on Volcano 4. Gonna start checking these chests. So that is 2 of the 3 pieces of incentive gear already discovered at this point, which makes that incentivized floater more and more likely to be loose at this point. Oh hey, in case you're wondering, mud galls have crack.
Yes, they do, and crack kills. At least knights.
This seed is beyond rude.
Right? We've seen first turn zap, first turn crack, and first turn nuke.
And first turn damage poison. Mage Chick putting in some good work though, taking out that entire pack of mummies. Mummies, thankfully, one of the few things to seemingly have rolled low on health and not be too rude. Gotta give our players something to work with.
Hey, a zombie G-tile, that can be some experience.
There's one of our loose. That's the crystal. Crystal in the Grey Worm area. They're in Volcano Floor 4. Meanwhile, the robot had the ruby, and that opens up Titan's Trove and Sarda as well on the table.
Yep, that's what I was looking for. That ruby is just always a lovely find. Ooh, and the Excalibur down there in Volcano as well.
There's a nice another upgrade to give our knight whenever they finally get a chance to cool axe change. Life Reboot looks meanwhile to be going and doing their dive on Volcano, gonna be able to get that ruby for themselves as well. Nice, that gives us 3 extra chests we can chest checks that we can do before we even have to go and try and dive that awful, awful Earth Cave. The longer we can delay having to do a double dip of Rodless Earth, the better.
So does Guelph walk this out, or do they think they can kill Carrie?
Well, they still have to check the incentive chest, and then that is going to be the question right there.
I mean, I get it. You want to push it because walking out feels bad, but wiping to carry after you've gathered all this also feels very bad.
Feels bad, yeah. Yeah, because especially knowing that you have an incentive item down here, you would have to come back in just to get that because you don't want to leave it on the table.
Yeah, and the crystal and the X-Cow. It's like, I hope you remember where those are.
And this pack of trolls and bulls that Guelph is fighting is unrunnable, so that's fun. Does manage to kill it off. We're gonna find the bottle here. Totally not useful right now. Okay, so with that, what we have left on the table, Titan's Trove, Sarda, Earth Cave check, and the Crystal. Without the key, we can't go to Canaria Incentivized, and there is still one more loose out there floating around somewhere.
Yeah, there's still a lot of options. If I had that ruby, I'd be wanting to turn it in. I mean, that's 2 checks.
2 checks. 2 checks and you can get the floater, and then you can start really cruising around the world right here. Yeah, no. I would absolutely be going and doing that instead. I mean, I understand you're in the area. You were saying?
The floater, a key. I mean, there's a lot of things you could really be hoping for.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, I get it. The meta is to go here. If you're going to do Volcano and the on-rec check, you immediately go back and you go do Ordeals because you're in the area. But when you have something that unlocks 2 incentive checks, I kind of feel like that makes the math a little different.
Guelph gambles and wins. Carrie was paper.
Very nice. That puts them as the first of our on-screen runners on the board with the Fire Crystal, and gives them a bit of a lead right now.
Yeah, they may be a bit behind on exploration, but they're looking really good.
So far, so good. So, he's got levels at this point, he's got charges, he's got houses. More than likely, I'm expecting Guelph just to go do Ice Cave because they're in the area.
Yeah, no reason not to. If he has houses, go for it.
Oh, that was a free gold bracelet over there in Ordeals as well. That's very nice.
I caught that. I actually didn't catch that the last few times we were in Ordeals. That's a free 20,000 gold pickup. That's good to have.
Money in your pocket, you get to keep, and you get some good defense out of that. Also making that black shirt work really nicely for him as well. Those caster items, as much as the fact that you know, late game you get them, you're like, ugh, they don't do anything for me, they only cast level 2 magic. This early in the game, they're nice to have.
For a long part of the game, that's all your black mage was doing anyway.
And there's the herb for Sir Linkalot, so they can go do their turn end in. Get that all taken care of. Life Ruby's going to be over here, going to be able to get their ruby in just a second if they can avoid getting cracked too bad by the... Well, there goes that white mage. Hope you weren't planning on exiting out. Oh, and they don't have the white mage to cast Fade now against these zombie Ds. That's rough.
They do have a light axe, though. That'll put in some work.
Burmail's in chat asking if the Mudgall had Death Touch. I'm not sure if they had Death Touch or if they just, like, punched them so hard they died.
Taking down man-cats with Fire 2 and a Mage Stick is not pleasant.
That feels really bad. Thankfully, White Mage still alive, gets to do Life 2, bring everyone back up, and they're still running. And with that, Sir Linkalot is done in Ordeals, and this entire side of the world is taken care of until they can come back and do Onrak, which really is on the table anytime they decide they want to do it.
Yeah, I'm just not sure Kraken is on the menu just yet.
They have Brack.
Well, there you go. Anytime you have Brack, there's Kraken on the menu.
I know, right? No, I could see waiting until you've class changed and you can get a few levels underneath the ninja's belt so they can cast Brack as well. That would make the Kraken strat a lot more viable.
They may also have a Bane Sword. I did see a couple of people pick that up.
It's got a lower chance to hit. I think it's a, 13, 14% chance to hit against the Brack's almost 25%. Something in that range. Yeah, you put that Bane Sword on the White Mage, and then Bane and Brack with your two Black Casters. That's a good chance of getting Kraken down the first turn.
I hope you like coin flips. I've actually quit going with that strat outside of Desperation just because I've had too many times where it goes 4, 5, 6 rounds and it's like, okay, why aren't you dead yet?
But see, the thing is, you could do the instant deaths with 3 of your characters, and then you can cast defense with your fighter up front, and even if all the magic casters get taken out after a few rounds of trying, then your fighter doesn't have to worry about getting hit, they can just go to town with their weapon. It's a win-win in my book.
More experience for the fighter, then.
Because they really need it. They actually do. That wasn't sarcasm.
Unlike that thief, I think Guelph's thief is still level 1. I don't know when he got that thing stoned, but it's not changing anytime soon.
It's level 1. No, it's not. It's still level 1. He got it stoned early, and he has been using it as a free manner ever since.
It's a good play.
It is. I'm very happy with that decision right there. That's one of those strategies I'll take.
Be able to bring that back as a meat shield later on, and maybe to help you run, maybe.
Burt Reynolds in chat letting us know that everyone at this point has seen the awful, awful nuke. It's the gift that keeps on giving.
And it explains why we still have no one in Earth anymore.
I know, right? Huh, you know what? I'm not gonna go there. I'm just not. Sir Link-a-Lot turning in the ruby first to do that right now. As far as exploration is concerned, Link is still managing to maintain their very solid lead. Guelph just happens to have that one crystal under their belt that really is helping them out a lot.
Yeah, and they've already done quite a bit too, so I mean, it's not like they're far behind.
No. Well, and they have the benefit of having that crystal in their pocket along with the fire crystal, and they have a slab that they can't use right now for Sir Link-a-Lot. So it's that thing of he's done a lot, Sir Link-a-Lot, for exploration, but that crystal and the fact that Latoya's crystal is sitting in Guelph's pocket does really do a lot to balance it all out.
Especially if that crystal turns into something and he turns it in anytime soon.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure that's probably the next of his turn-ins that he's going to do, especially since the slab was worthless right now. It might become something later, but it's not anything right now. And we have the loose tail. That's the last of our loose, although Sir Link-a-Lot doesn't know that. And the chime. And with open progression on, I do believe that puts a dock at the Air Palace area. So they could go do the chime if they want to do it cubeless. Now, do they still have the chime? Did they exit out and save before they get those brokers?
Let's hope so.
They're not going back for it.
I'm just looking over our key items and it's like, okay, what do we got left? Earth, Corneria locked, and that crystal is potential airships.
Yeah, best case scenario at this point, crystal turns into key, key becomes floater at the Canaria locked. We know floater has to be here. In fact, I think that's one of the only locations left for it. Floater has to be, at this point, at either Canaria Lock or Earth Cave. Or Crystal.
From the crystal.
Yeah. There's no other place for it.
Yeah, one of those things has to lead to it. So who's going to be the first one to check them?
It's going to be interesting. The second Guelph goes down and does that waterfall check, and then comes back for those ruby turn-ins, he is going to know what all the loose are, and that's going to allow him to put the afterburner on anytime he wants. Hey look, ambush Grogers with nuke. Are we surprised? No.
As a racer here, I have to think that most of the racers probably feel behind. They probably think everyone else has the airship.
Yeah, those Grogers, man.
Yeah, those Grogers are something special. I mean, first turn nuke is bad enough, but that ambush rate is not nothing.
Yeah, and with the encounter rarity shuffled, I feel like they're the prominent encounter 1 party or enemy party at this point, because you see them a lot on this floor now.
Yeah, at least here on the first floor. Once we go downstairs, we might see less of them, and that would absolutely feel good.
Yeah, because they can show up on 4 of the floors, can't they?
Yeah, it sounds like a good guess to me.
Huh! Hey look! Grogers! Wow. Just, wow. He's trying to get away from them just so he can check what the chest is. Does manage to. Finds it's nothing. Resets. No blame there at all.
And these unrunnable Cobras really don't make it feel good, because every time you get one of these, it's like a fight that you know you're going to get in, an experience that's not that good, and you're not going to get to keep it probably.
Yeah. As Gregory Puff puts it in chat, 140 gold. Worth it. So we get 2 steps onto the 2nd floor of Earth, and nuked. God, everything on this floor is either ambush brokers or unrunnable.
Earth Cave, you always deliver.
This is, honestly, this is one of the ugliest Earth Caves I've seen in quite some time.
Someone sneak in here. Oh, look, more unrunnables.
More unrunnables! Oh my god. Okay, so, you know, people in chat are discussing this, and I have to agree. What is it with the Duck Derby making some of the worst dungeons we have ever seen in the game?
That's Randomizer for you.
Second
ribbon. Another ribbon.
Yeah. So that makes the Earth Cave a little nicer to find.
It still doesn't do anything against that nuke, but sure, everything else, it is wonderful.
Yeah, the nice thing about Ribbon is it boosts your magic defense and cuts through all the various elemental spells that can be cast your way. Fire armor, also very nice to find for that regard, because it makes Ice Oz magic cut in half. The unfortunate thing about Nuke and Nuclear and some of the other spells is that it's non-elemental and does not care about any of the equipment you're wearing whatsoever.
I don't believe it cares about MDEF either, does it?
I want to say it cares about it as far as its damage rolls are concerned. You can get, I think, a good MDEF, and you can cut down the amount that Nuke can do in its range. But that's about the only thing that it does.
All I know is Nuke never stops hurting. Nothing you do stops it from just absolutely... Any point of the game you see it, and it feels bad.
Yeah, you know you're going to lose at least 100 damage off of your health, no matter what. Burt Reynolds in chat confirming, good MDEF will limit the damage of Nuke some. And that's part of the reason why when you're actually fighting some of the fiends and they have their stats scaled up, you can cast Nuke at them and never get better than like a 170 against them. Their MDEF is cutting into your Nuke damage. Same math. Static Pulse going to go do their Ordeals dive, find their lovely hit herb that leads to a defense sword.
Which may very well be very handy, but is not the progression you're looking for.
And let me just mention, I'm sure Sir Linklock feels really good about having to go check this one out-of-the-way chest, knowing Grogers could show up at any moment.
Go Guelph. There you go, that's your floater.
Where did he get the crown from? Was that the crystal?
I do believe that was the crystal.
Nice. Yeah. Nice. So Guelph has got, I think it's got a clear advantage at this point. So yeah, Crystal had to have led to Key, because he's got the key. Key led to Crown at the Canaria Loft, and Crown was here from... Crown led the floater here at Astos, and now he gets to go check these chests as well. That's a huge advantage in exploration, in turn-ins, and in maneuverability at this point. Guelph is becoming our clear leader of this race.
And that's all stuff that Link could have had, but he left the volcano.
I mean, you and I, not to try and like backseat run here, because I think Sir Linklock's a much better player than I am. But that volcano dive was something I would have done in a heartbeat because I was there. You do the dungeon that's in front of you.
Yeah, there wasn't... I mean, he was there, and there wasn't anything in it that I really felt like chased him out of it.
No. He didn't even see the Grogers with Nuke.
But it looked good at the time, so I mean, I can't blame him. He did get a lot of progression elsewhere out of it.
Linklock continuing to check chests. Does find the Vorpal when he could finally class change. That'll be helpful. And though he has the tail, Can't class change just yet.
Oh, we got a lot of good knight swords. Well, if you count the Vorpal among them.
And we also found the katana lurking over at an early Matoya check that I think Sir Linkalot made. So, if you actually care about class changing that ninja and using them, the katana is there and is a great sword to have.
Yeah, about the only sword we're missing right now is that Masa.
Mazavun indeed.
Is that incentivized tonight?
It is not. The only thing we're still missing from the incentivized pool as far as random gear is concerned is the Power Gauntlet. Falconic in chat helping to support Team Vorpal.
You know, I never liked the Vorpal, but it has been growing on me. There's been a couple scenes where I used it, and it's like, yeah, if you can back that up with either some tempers or a power bonk, it will do work.
It will. It has its limits, especially on a scene where it's just not doing a lot of damage against the bosses. But as you hit the nail on there, if you buff it up a little bit, and you don't even have to buff it as much as some swords, it can do decent damage even on a basic hit. And the fact that it has such a high crit rate makes it invaluable against certain types of bosses.
Mostly the ones that you want something invaluable against.
So we just saw that on Guelph's screen. Don't know if anyone else checked this earlier, but he made the check. Dwarf is at level 5. Top slot.
Top slot. Bottom slot would be vanilla, isn't it? Bottom slot's the one that's locked?
I think so. So I think that's learnable.
So they could have had that before Ordeals if they had stopped and looked.
So what was in the Earth chest? I missed it. Oh, was it Cube? Looks like it was Cube. Well, if Sir Linkalot doesn't go and do Volcano right now, he is more than likely going to go do that early Sky play, because, you know, Sky, 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 Sky. Chime and Cube in hand, and that is the wrong direction to go, as we know.
Yeah, if you go Sky, I mean, it's not a bad play. There's a lot of chests there, but as viewers, we already know that that is not your loose item.
So Guelph is going to go do the slab turn-in for the Loompa Loompa people. But at the 50-minute mark, getting his floater turned in, I'm trying to figure out if he's feeling like he's behind, under the assumption that someone else had to have made that volcano play early, and then immediately gone and did the crystal turn-in to get that whole chain down and get their floater. Or if he's thinking he's got a lead, because who would go and make that volcano play like he did?
Gotta feel behind. I still feel behind. I mean, you get in the air at 50 minutes, you feel behind.
I mean, I don't fault him for anything he did. You're over there, you do the turn-ins, you do the checks. It was the right play, and it worked out for him. First on screen, anyway, to be up in the air. And the Loompas have the rods, so you can go through that horrible Earth Gate at some point. Yay!
Yeah, that's what everyone wants to do.
At least you don't have to double dip it. I guess that's the saving grace.
It is, and with that, we know where everything is.
Yeah, Bottle, since we haven't seen the Bottle turning yet, Bottle must lead to the Power Bonk, and that will finish out Guelph's collection as soon as he goes and does the checks that Sir Linkalot has already done. So yeah, Sir Linkalot and Guelph have basically played two halves of the same seed, almost perfectly divided. So they have all the knowledge the other person doesn't have at this point. And it's just a matter of where they go and what they do. And Linkalot is doing the Volcano play over Sky play, is making the right decision, which good for them.
Yeah, as soon as they see that second loose item, I imagine they will be stepping on the gas.
Well, they haven't found Opal or Opal Bracelet, and they haven't found Dragon yet. So they may still want some armor, because I don't know if they're going to feel like Flame Armor is quite good enough at 200% scaled bosses. And at some point, Power Bonk too. But that might be the only thing they go looking for. 2 ribbons, because they did the Earth Cave and they got the second one there. Flame Armor, Flame Shield, with an Aegis in the pocket for the tail. It does feel like their build-out is almost perfect, just the way it is.
Yeah, it's good enough. You got the defense sword already. You don't need to go hunting up a dragon armor.
Greed chests and go.
Greed chests and go.
Here he is, about to get his crystal, and then we're going to be able to see what his decision is. We'll know pretty soon after he checks this room. I would assume he'll check the rest of this room because he's here. Going south. Checking these because they're along the path. And he is still checking chests. Because you would skip this room if you don't have to come here.
He does get the Excalibur for his trouble, though, because he hadn't picked that up yet, so that's good.
He did. He had the Vorpal. I don't think that's as necessary for him, but it doesn't hurt.
It'll certainly work, you know, until you're...
There you go. He skipped the chest. Didn't bother with the top Agama chest. So we are starting to get some go-moding here from him. He knows he's checked everything, that he's got the 2 loose. He knows that he can just go finish out the seed anytime he wants.
Life reboot. Hot on his tail, though.
So I think we can effectively say at this point that at the 58-minute mark, Sir Linkalot is in effective go mode. They can do what they want, when they want, and whenever they decide to go finish out this seed, the world is open to them. They still have to go collect a bunch of items, but as far as like how they do it and their routing is concerned, they can treat this as go mode now.
Yeah, and they should know that the floater is going to come in from one of the turn-ins that they have on them, which is just the crystal, so...
Crystal to a 3-piece setup that eventually leads to the floater, and gets you some other items you wanted out of the way anyway, like that key. Life Reboot hot on their heels. They also have the tail, they also know they're in go mode at this point. They haven't done all the checks that Sir Linkalot has, but still going to be able to turn in a pretty fast round at this point once they go tidy things up.
Yeah, everything just goes a little bit smoother once you're in that no mode.
And I want to be able to say this about Sir Linkalot right here, despite being a duck right now. They did a very good move right there that I want to point out to all the people in chat. After checking the red D chest, because they had that warp, they then warped out of that area, skipped out, and managed to dodge everything else. And I think Life Reboot did the same. That is, as I want to call that, a veteran move right there from a couple of our ducks.
It did not save him from that Guro.
No, it did not. I think it actually cost him time long term. Kroger's like, you're going to try and save time, are you? We'll see about that.
But absolutely, it's a nice way to skip out on a couple of steps and that extra spike tile.
And that's the thing that it really saves on, is having to, whether or not you want to deal with that Agama tile right there and whatever may be on it. Ooh, Carrie had Thunder. I don't know if we saw that from Wells Battle with them.
I don't believe we did. Carrie went down really fast for Guelph.
Well, they're not swinging their fighter right now, which is part of the reason why Carrie's getting a chance to cast all of this magic. It's the Fades that actually did most of the work right there. But with that, Sir Linkalot puts themselves on the board, and they're only... Honestly, as far as key items are concerned, 5 and 6 missing. I actually think that they may have taken the slight lead back.
It's hard to say. I think Guelph still might have it. I mean, those turn-ins are gonna come quick. Linkalot's gonna pick up like 3 key items in just the next 2 minutes or so.
And Life Reboot's gonna be right on their heels as well. They still have a couple of extra checks to do, but once you get that airship up in the air, after they do their crystal turn-in, they are gonna be well on their way towards being able to just chunk through this like it's nothing.
Yeah, Life Reboot made it through Carry and got out there pretty quickly. Ooh, Sir Linkalot's parked on the outside. Looks like they're going to sail around and visit Matoya through the back, probably.
It's actually a very exciting race between the two right now, as they're following similar paths and, like, going back and forth around the world.
Chat looking for the standings of our runners. They're actually listed there right next to their pronouns. Linkalot was tied for first. Static Pulse was in 4th, Life Reboot's in 6th, and Guelph was in 8th. But they're all fairly close, I do believe. I don't actually have the scores up at the moment.
Oh, I do. The first place was at 90. Last place, as far as featured runners are concerned, that would be 8th place, because we actually do all go all the way down to 29th place here right now. But among our featured runners, 8th place was at 67 points, so there's only a difference of 23 points between first and last place for featured runners. And when you consider the fact that first place gets 40 points for finishing, this is really still anyone's game.
It is, but Link's looking really good, as long as they can manage a, in the top few.
But at the 1 hour, 3 minute mark, we have the bridge boss. And Sir Linkalot manages to get past it. Good job there, Link. While he's here, he's remembering to go do his Canaria lock check.
Yep, I think he's just going to do a nice long walking tour around the continent to pick up his airship.
And with that crown, they can go do their walk, and I think you're right. I think that's probably the fastest way. Trying to get that ship out from where it's at Matoya's and continue onwards around, I think it's faster just to do this.
I mean, if you know it's going to lead to the airship, absolutely. If there's, a coin flip about it, then you're starting to get into questioning and which one you want to gamble on.
And Life Reboot, after finishing up Volcano area, is coming in here and is going to do the Earth Cave. They know those Grogers are nasty, so that's a bold play right there.
You got to do it eventually, They're not the only one that's gone down there to do this and pick it up. And fortunately, it is not going to be his progression.
Gotta remember that they have the crystal. Don't want to forget that. I know I've done that before, forgetting items I had in my pocket.
Yeah, you name an item, and I'm sure most of our runners have forgotten it at some point.
And with that, they have their floater. Sir Linkalot is ready to go in the air. And actually, as level 17, it looks like across the board for his warriors. Guelph got the rod, since Chad is asking, over at Lufenish area. And now is actually doing a mermaid check. Interesting. Really must want some gear, despite the fact that they know... Oh, they haven't gotten the tail yet, so they don't know what's at Titan Stroke.
Yeah, they got the ruby, but never turned it in yet.
Didn't turn it in. Didn't check Sarda, because Sarda had something as well. That's a bit of a mistake right there.
You never know. It could have been good. Maybe the Masa was down here, and we just don't know it yet.
the two loose were the crystal and the tail. So second loose isn't required necessarily, since chat was wondering. But if you're going to want a class change, then it feels required at a minimum.
And it was also located right next to the incentive chest in Titans, so you're going to pick it up.
It's hard to miss. You're going to get that, you're going to get your chime. Sir Lancelot in the air at the 106 mark. And I think this is just going to fall like dominoes for them at this point.
Yeah, barring something nasty, they're set up to just kind of knock things out, just 1, 2, 3.
And as I said at the start of the seed, you can kind of see why they're one of the #1 contenders right here for the Duck Derby. They are playing this really well. And you can see there, once again, using Warp to get out of Melman. Just a very nice move to quickly save time and steps.
Yeah, that Warp or Exit, either one is going to save you a lot of steps throughout the game. Just exiting towns, exiting dungeons, exiting just every little room that can just save you 5 or 10 steps.
Nuke is at level 7. Feels bad.
Yeah, we won't be seeing a lot of that. But that, wow, those Grogers are pretty high-level black mages.
Well put. Gregory commenting in chat that Sir Lancelot's going to be in Go mode pretty soon. He's effectively been in Go mode this whole time. He's been skipping chests and avoiding, like, certain things since he got the crystal over in Volcano, finishing out his collection of loose items. He's doing his turn-ins now to make it complete, but he's been treating it like he's been in Go mode since the, what, like 55-minute mark, Serenus?
Yeah, thereabout. I mean, when he picked up that crystal, he checked a few more chests and then was like, oh, I got the X-Cal, that's good enough for me.
He got a good endgame sword, he has decent gear. He's ready to roll at this point. Meanwhile, Guelph is now on the other side of the Sea Shrine, is diving his way down towards Kraken. Looks like he is actually skipping certain chests. Finds the opal and a green chest there on the seafloor, so that's really nice.
Yeah, that's a little brave. I mean, because he has not seen the second loose yet.
Yeah, I'm guessing. I assume Tracker is right, and he hasn't gone and done the turn-in of the Ruby over at Titan's Trove, which means he's making a gamble right here, but it's a gamble that we know will pay off. Static Pulse getting their crystal, so that's going to help them start going into Go mode, and once again, they should know how many loose were in the seed and what they need to be looking for, so whatever they decide to check is just what they wanted at this point. Assuming they remember it.
Yep, they're going up, they're going to find their X-Cal, and we'll see if they start skipping after that as well.
Okay, and the next time they go into their item menu, we're going to double check with Guelph and see if they have Chime or Cube or any of that, because that will help to indicate, or Chime or whatever. Chime or... what did Sarda have?
Fail. Oh, Chime or Sarda had something?
I know Sarda had something.
Slab.
Slab. So if they... He has
Well,
Slab.
that went into Rod, so he did do that.
Yeah. So we're just going to double check and see whether or not Chime is in his pool, because if he has Chime, then he has Tail, and he's Go.
Oh, that's going to feel real bad if he went to Sarda through the airship and then was like, oh, I don't even need to use this Ruby.
Yeah, never forget Incentivized Titan. Heck, there are times where, even if it's not incentivized, I'll still check it if I'm in the area and I have the Ruby, just because I don't want to miss out on a decent piece of gear, and it's not a very long check.
No, it's 4 pretty quick chests. I mean, the longest part of it is talking to the Titan.
And I've seen enough loose items in there, not just the Knights, but plenty of others, where I'm sitting there going, I don't want to just orphan a loose that's sitting here.
done that.
You and me both. Life Reboot does get their floater now from Astos, so that's one more step in the direction for them.
Yeah, looks like Link is headed straight for the Kraken, not seeing any checks in his future, it looks like.
No.
Maybe the freebie on Sharknado.
Yeah, they might do the 2 green checks on that green floor, and then they might do that green room that, well, the Opal was in, which is just going to be a benefit to them. And that's probably about it. No reason to check anything else. They are taking this fight, though, even though it's runnable, because it's good experience. The gray sharks are great. They're even better when you get the big eyes with them, but there's still plenty of experience. Roll and ask if there's anything at Mermaids. I honestly don't know. I didn't see very much. Four
Yeah,
screens.
I didn't see anything good come out of it.
Yeah.
Nothing game changing.
No, the game changer was down in Earth. That would be the Vorpal for those not in the know. It's our shiny blue sword. We call it the Game Changer. Or if you're me and being mean, babies for sword.
Or you can toss it out the window and sky fly.
Oh, the sky windows. God, what was it? There was the seed where was it katanas that were for sale? I think it was a fun seed, fun like floor and entrance shuffle with like randomized gear in shops. And Edgeworth bought like eight katanas or 8 Vorpals over the course of the seed, and just like threw them on the ground at various points of the game just because he could. That was hysterical. For the memes. Life Reboot in the air, gonna go do the bottle turn in, get whatever it was that Fairy had, which I think was the power bonk at this point.
I believe it was the TNT into the power bonk.
Will be the power bonk, yep. Apparently, as Roland's telling us in chat, Geyer will fly over the volcano in his airship and drop swords off into the volcano from the airship. I love it. That's fantastic. Welf going over and doing his Ruby turn-in from the looks of it now. So that will net him his chime and his tail. And he will be in effective go mode and breathe a sigh of relief over not checking everything in the Sea Shrine. And with that water crystal still under his belt right now, I feel like Guelph is still managing to maintain just a very slight lead. Like, it's been back and forth between him and Sir Link-a-Lot this whole time, but Guelph is really routing it very well to, like, keep earning back that lead anytime it drops away. But strangely, still checking chests right now, and with that opal armor under his belt, I don't think I'd be doing this. Like, I guess you're checking for the Masamune, or another ribbon, but does that really feel necessary at this point? What are your thoughts, Cyrus? Or did I lose you, buddy? Are you still over there? Thinking we've lost Cyrus right now. I'm sure they'll be back. But with this, Guelph is also doing their tail turn-in, so they're going to be class changed as well. Third of the on-screen runners to class change. Going to be able to go buy all of the magic that they were missing. That's going to feel real nice. Static Pulse going over here to Canaria. Going to get their Canaria item. Which should be the crown, if I remember correctly. Sir Link-a-Lot taking on Kraken right now. Swinging from the katana for 84, defense sword buff, and Viz 2 gonna get 3 charges of that Viz already on that knight. defense being effectively 2 casts of Invis. Ink comes out after the fast goes on the Ninja. Not going to do much of anything right there. Didn't even manage to connect. Another swing with that fasted. 6 hits for 344. Much better. Fatefall up for 157. Got a Vorpal swing. 3 hits for 88. Kraken does barely anything for the fighter. Fast cast on the fighter as well. We're coming back around for another round. Swing for 82 against the Ninja. Doesn't even feel that. 4 hits for 75 damage. Viz 2 buffs along. Lightning 3 comes out. Another 126 damage right there from that spell. 6 hits for 203 with some crits in there. Kraken's still standing, but it has to be on the ropes at this point. 6 hits for 214. Follow up with 4 hits for 175, and that will take out Kraken. Kraken 1 is down. Light that orb. On his way. 2-2 between Guelph and Sir Linkalot. And it is tied up once again.
Indeed, made it back just in time to see that. Looks like Guelph was just missing that cube, though, from being all caught up.
Yeah, cube isn't going to be all that bad for him. If he's smart, he already knows that it's... And I'm sure he is. I'm sure he's smart. He's better at this game than I am. He knows that it's going to be down at the bottom of Earth Cave. So when he goes and does Earth, he can just go and pop right over and do that one check right there. Like, it's not even a time loss for him at that point, despite the fact that Sir Linkalot has it.
Yeah, I did see that that was in Earth when after I said that, I double-checked where it was and was like, oh, yeah, he'll get that.
Yeah, it's going to be easy for them. So with that, Sir Linkalot is in the area. He is going to go do his Earth Cave. And he is stealing the lead back once again.
Yep, enters down into Earth Cave. Looks like 117.40-ish, so Guelph is going to be behind by however long it takes him to get to Earth Cave. Looks like it's going to be 20 or 30 seconds or so. Not bad, not bad. This is going to be a close one.
Very close. And really, one bad ambush from some Grogers, and either of them could take the lead. Oh, I saw green for a second, was about to freak out.
Giants are fine. Giants are safe.
This seed. Getting a lot of good ambushes. His levels must be high enough at this point to start. We're back, just working on getting stuff back up and running again. Cyrnus, if you want to fill in for a couple and commentate Sir Linkalot while I take care of the rest of this.
You got it. Welcome back, everybody. Sorry about those technical difficulties. Looks like we're making it back just in time. Sir Linkalot crossing the Bridge of Destiny and is going to be taking on Tiamat. I do believe this is the final fiend on him, since we did see them kind of going into Earth before everything exploded on us.
Yeah, unfortunate power outage. What are you going to do about it?
It's an act of nature. It's just going to happen sometimes. Meanwhile, it looks like our tracker may have been looking at outsourcing his video feed because he has all the orbs checked for Guelph. So Guelph may actually be in our lead now.
I will have him back up momentarily.
Tiamat being a little chunky, we're not going with Bane strats. We're gonna fight him normally, and those fire 2s are not what you want to be throwing against Tiamat. That's not gonna be a lot of damage.
Guelph does look like he is actually in Temple of Fiends, so I'm going to switch the audio over to him in just a second.
That fighter swings that sword and gets the job done, though. So Sir Linkalot, maybe just a minute or two behind at this point. Going to be entering the Temple of Fiends right behind Guelph.
Ooh, exciting. Double exciting with the technical issues we had. Woo!
Yeah, we're making it back just in time. Guelph took the lead while we were blacked out, so... Whew.
Dude, kind of wish I knew what happened there, honestly.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe Sir Lancelot took a nasty nuke there. We were in Earth. Or it could just be the levels that Guelph has from running that 3-man party. You know, let him kill everything just a little bit faster. Chat asking if anyone has finished on any of the other streams yet. I do not know. I was not in the race room.
And unfortunately, I'm just getting into it right now. We're gonna see.
Yeah, I don't know how much we could see. I would not want to be typing anything in that race room yet, even if it's just a check.
I can at least see if anyone's finished so far.
I wasn't sure if that would kick up or not. Headed through the earth floor here. That doesn't look like anything too means. We do have ambushing Gurmedusas, but they don't appear to have stone or death touch or anything nasty today.
Okay, we have caught back up just in time. It does not look like anyone has yet finished. So, woo! That was stressful.
You know, if you're in 8th place and you want to win this thing, winning the race is certainly a good way to at least have a chance at that happening.
Yeah.
Sir Lancelot's probably going to have to either have a whole lot of people finish between the two of them or take a wipe or two to make it add up those points, though.
Yeah, Guelph's sitting right now as our 8th place contender. He has a deficit of 23 points to make up, which is not impossible.
But not easy either when first is already in Topher with you.
That is true, yeah. If Guelph got 40 points like he finished right now, he would need Sir Lancelot to come in at, doing the math right now, 18th place. So, 16 people need to finish between Guelph and Sir Lancelot. That is, to put it mildly, a lot of Topher wipes.
It is, and there's a second player tied with Sir Lancelot that's somewhere else that may also be in Topher with them.
When you consider that they're only a floor apart, it's a hard win.
Oh yeah, no, I mean, either way, well, Guelph has won an amazing seed, and anytime you can take a win feels great. Chat asking who is in second. Thank you, Gregley, for pointing it out. They are actually tied at first.
Ugh.
Here's Kraken. Is Kraken gonna gatekeep for us tonight? Will there be a slap happy Kraken? Invis comes out. Always a strong play. Oh, and Kraken's just throwing a little bit of Fire 3 around. That is not good for Kraken.
I gotta say, I like the bold play of Guelph here. Even here, against Kraken, where a meat shield, like, at level 1 with only a few health points would be useful, still has not brought up that ninja.
Has not brought up that ninja, and did not use the defense sword either, so he's really going all out here.
Oh, all out damage right there.
And it pays off. Kraken was not very tanky today.
I'm sorry, Chad. I thought I was muted for my sneezes right there. I do apologize.
I think you were. I didn't hear him.
You have a different microphone line than the rest of them, so.
Yeah, that's true. Good point.
Ooh, it is allergy season right there. So we are up to Tiamat right now for Guelph, while Sir Linkalot is going up to Kraken.
Yep,
exciting.
Got a good 1-floor lead. I mean,
maintaining
not
it.
5 floors long.
Yeah, so since Chad is wondering, we have a first place tie between DBS and Sir Linkalot at 90 points apiece. Yeah, third place, since they're in a tie for first. Third place is 8 points behind, that would be Sidetown. Then we have, in fourth place, is 75 points for Static Pulse, followed by 74 points for Foolish Feline, 73 points for Life Reboot, and 72 points for Dwight. It's a very tight pack there. And then finally, Guelph pulling up the rear at 67 points. And there are other runners that are within close proximity. Chad is at 66, Jat is at 65, Fright Chief is at 64, got another 65 with, yeah, it's very close all around. So it really is anyone's game depending upon how these couple fights here play out.
Static Pulse finding that worm tile, and it looks like they're going to take it a couple times. They're not happy with their levels.
Yeah, this is exciting!
Tiamat must have been a little evasive today. We've seen a couple of locks come out. The Knight now hitting 7 times, but not doing a ton of damage. And a Cure 4 coming out of Tiamat.
We got chat commenting that Excal is still being used for Tiamat. I do believe Tiamat 2 has some elemental resistance. It's generally better to switch to the Vorpal just because of the defense. But there are elemental resistances that can be played upon. But yeah, we do have to hope that Guelph switches over to the Vorpal for the final fight.
Yeah, a couple of bonks though, that'll take care of things. Tiamat extra fast now, gonna be hitting extra hard. Sir Linkalot swinging.
Oh no! Tiamat has taken out the fighter! This is bad. This is really bad at this point.
Yeah,
and
down to just the Black Mage. Time to reset.
No!
Sir Linkalot makes it through. Oh, unless Chaos is going to gatekeep as well for us, this just changed hands.
And that, as Burt Reynolds is pointing out, is part of the reason why you switched to the Vorpal. Managed to get more damage cranked out in a short period of time, and got that Tiamat taken care of. And with that, he gets to go and do Chaos at this point. No encounters on the Chaos floor. However, I want to point out, he went right side instead of left side. I do believe that's a disqualification right there.
You always go right side. Left side is bad.
You always go left side.
Putting up our defenses. Got a defense sword, some Invis 2 coming out. Swing for 2 hits and 50 damage with that thief. So, we might need some locks. There they come. There's that lock too. More Invis, getting up all those defenses. We'll be good to go here in a minute.
Yeah, he's doing a good strategy here. Only thing I would comment is that Sir Linkalot didn't move his fighter down to the 3rd slot. I believe that's so he can make sure that his mages don't get immediately hit and can cast some of their magic, but if he gets into a situation where he has to hold A and pray, you really want your primary damage dealer in the 3rd slot. there's a chance of getting them into a memory loop, and then you can just, like, layer on damage against the boss that way.
Yeah, third or fourth is a little bit better for those crit loops, but
Yep.
I don't think he's going to need it at this point unless Chaos busts out a nuke or something. At this point, it's looking pretty sealed up.
He's got good odds here at this point. Spider's cranking out decent damage right now. And as we see from the other bosses, they can be tanky, but they don't have that much health. At max, Chaos can have 4,000, but it's unclamped, so the likelihood of that is low. I think we're more likely looking at maybe a 2,250 or somewhere in that range is the average.
And there it goes. Chaos is terminated. GG Sir Link-A-Lot.
So, in the meantime that was going on, we have had some finishers. And if you're desperate to go watch the SG stream after this, then you may not want to listen to me right now, because this is going to spoil a little bit right here. But it is going to help to play into the story of this seed. Because Sir Link-A-Lot has come in third for the race, after first place finisher Jat and second place finisher Saitown. Now, what that means is Sir Link-A-Lot is sitting at 120 points, and Saitown is sitting at 117. So more than likely at this point, but we're going to let the rest of our runners play it out, Sir Link-A-Lot is our official winner of this season's Duck Derby.
Very GG. They have all worked very hard for this. We have some amazing ducklings this season.
Fourth place has just come in as well on in the SRL room. Official SRL time of 1 hour, 44 minutes, 40 seconds. That would be Mundungu, who wasn't even on Restream. So GG's to them for a fantastic finish.
Looks like Life Reboot is finishing up his Tia fight and going to be headed into Chaos here very soon. Unless that Tia decides to, give him a little bit of what he gave Guelph.
We're going to see if we can get Link in for an interview in just a couple.
Life Reboot also appears to be swinging the Masa, which I guess got picked up when we were blacked out, maybe?
During the short power outage we had, yeah. And we are joined in chat by Sir Link-A-Lot. Link, GG's on your third place finish in this race, and I think, as the point total is telling us, your first place finish overall.
Thank you.
How you feeling over there, buddy?
I'm just trying to calm down a little bit, because it's like, once I saw Jat finished, I'm just like, okay, Jat finished, I'm sure there's plenty of people that are close at this point as well. And then when I saw Saitown, I'm like, okay, I need to take third, because if somebody finishes before me at this point, I'll tie with Saitown. And yeah, I finished third, and I was just like, and then it's like 36 seconds later, fourth came in, so it's like 36 seconds away from having a tie. After 4 races, pretty unreal.
That would have been amazing, I'm just saying.
It was a great race. Very, very tight all around.
So tell us about your thoughts on this seed and the tournament in general.
As far as this seed, I don't feel it was too bad, except for those green ogres that, I guess, always ambushed and had nuke, and loved to use it on turn 1.
The gift that kept on giving.
Yeah, I took it's like when I was in Earth Cave, it's like, it's just Earth Cave, I'll be fine. And it's like, oh yeah, green ogres. First time, like, it's okay, I won't get him again. And then again, I'm just like, then that single one was like, and as my white mage survived, I'm like, okay, I just need to get away from this fight, I don't care. Just get me away from this fight so I can res and get off this floor, and hopefully no more green ogres.
Now, we did miss it for a little while there. We had a power outage right around the time that you were starting to wrap up your your boss fights. How did your fight with Lich go? Because that was one that we missed.
Lich, I didn't even see what Lich did. I just did attack, fade, and fire 2 on the Black Mage. I didn't even get fire 2. He had probably about 600 health because fade hit for like 250, and both the Knight and Ninja hit for about 200.
It looks like while we were talking, I missed it because I was doing scorekeeping. Life Reboot has just finished. GG's to them. We'll try and get them in for an interview as well. 7th place with official SRL time of 1 hour, 48 minutes, and 19 seconds. GG's to them.
And Guelph manages to get revenge, taking down that Tia 2 this time. Didn't let it wipe him out. And will be headed into Chaos Fight right behind him. So how did it feel to get that crystal into the floater when you had left Volcano earlier and then ended up coming back to it and finding out that your second loose was there later?
It didn't feel, I mean, I guess when I got the crystal right away, it didn't feel too bad until I figured it's going to probably lead to the floater, and like I'm getting a late floater compared to everybody else. But with being as low level as I was, the whole idea with going to Volcano early was just to get a few levels and hopefully some equipment before going to Ice Cave and doing a clear on Ice Cave. I didn't intend on finishing Volcano at all while I was there. I just didn't want to spend a lot of time in Ice Cave since I didn't have Warp or Exit at the time, so I was like, I was gonna have to do a full clear of it.
Yeah, and it turns out it actually wasn't that late of a floater. Everyone was pretty late to that party.
I guess it was kind of fun to leave the boat at Matoya's Cave and literally walk all the way around the southern continent to turn in the floater. That was kind of fun.
Yeah, we called that happening. That's a really good move, actually, since you knew at that point, you knew what the items were, and that was going to be your shortest route to doing it rather than sailing all around.
Yeah, looking at everything I had, I knew it had to lead to floater or a fetch quest that had floater, and I'm just like, it's either going to turn into a crown or TNT, and then floater, or it'll give me the other one. And yeah, I was like, okay, well, we'll just walk, because one of them's going to give me the floater, and then I'll just walk again, because it's definitely going to be the shortest route at this point.
Guelph taking on his Chaos Fight. Looks like he finally decided to use a soft on that ninja. Took a hit for him. That's all it was really dug for. It was still level 1, I believe. Oh, we like that. Using those Quake strats. Come on, Chaos, fall in a pit.
I want to see it. Fall in the crack. Fall in the crack. We are joined in chat now by Life Reboot, 7th place finisher in the race. GG's to you. How'd that feel?
Thank you very much, GG. Felt pretty good. I'm looking at Sir Link-A-Lot's time. I had the window minimized actually the entire race because it gets me nervous if I'm looking at it. I'd like to guess that he also found the floater a bit late, or...
Yeah, essentially everyone did. 50 minutes was the earliest that we've heard that anyone found that floater.
Gotcha. Well, GG, Sir Link-A-Lot. Grats.
Thank you. GG's.
Here, getting music switched over for our last runner on stream, Static Pulse.
Yeah, this is a pretty tight finish. I mean, just a couple minutes, really. Oh, okay, never mind. That scared me for a second.
That was my bad, sorry. clicked the wrong button. We're good.
Yep, you just scared me. I thought he had reset out of Topher. It's like, oh my, I've been there.
Gotta make sure you're paying attention, that's all.
Wow, Kraken 2 had nuclear. I don't think we saw that on anyone else. Honestly, though, with the amazing white magic we had, as long as your knight survives the fight, you're pretty okay. How was that amazing white magic for our other two runners that have joined us in chat here? Did either of you consider re-rolling out of that black mage early when you saw that, you know, the first 4 levels of black magic weren't great?
As for me, no, I did not. I didn't know where warp was going to be or exit was going to be. It only made sense. Warp is very valuable, so I did not ever consider the 2 forced classes dropping the black.
I didn't consider dropping the black. I know when I was doing my party, I was considering potentially going like Thief, Rainbow, or even just swapping the black mage out entirely and just doing a red mage instead. That way, you know, one of the magic should roll good, and that probably would have been a better idea, but I might have lost access to Fast. I don't remember where Fast was. Or no, Fast was level 4, I would have been able to grab it. So.
Yeah, Fast was 4, you could have had that on the Thief. We kind of talked about it a little bit. It was probably too late to re-roll at that point, but it was interesting that black magic just wasn't really there today.
I never saw Nuke.
It was level 7 in Gaia, I believe?
That's correct.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's not something anyone had a ton of.
Yeah, I think I had 2 charges of it, if that. That was my biggest concern going into Topher is, like, I think I was 22, 23, and I was just like, I need to try to kill something on the way down and hopefully get 24. And I wasn't getting good fights that I wanted to take and waste time, so I was like, I'll just go with what I have, and I've got a knight with like 3 charges of Cure 4, so as long as I can get my defense stacks up and he doesn't get one-shot by something, he should be able to survive pretty much everything and at least pick the white mage back up if something happens.
And we're now joined in voice by Guelph as well. GG's to you.
Is to everyone who finished ahead of me.
GG, Guelph.
GG's.
That was a bit of a heartbreaker for you there, getting wiped out by Tiamat right there. When you go back and look at the seed, or the race, whatever, if you decide to go back and watch again, Sir Linkalot was, like, right behind you at that point.
I realized my mistake of not just using the power gauntlet 3 or 4 times. A little too late on that one.
Still, you put in a heck of a race there.
Avoiding those nuke Gurogers was fun.
Yeah, so how'd you guys all feel about that seed?
I actually really like these flags. The number of incentive locations makes it a gamble no matter where you decide to go. It kind of evens the playing field. I dove Earth really early, and they were early in the encounter table, so I don't know if that was a benefit to me or not, but I did have to, I guess triple dive once to go in and get the vampire chest, once to go in to try to kill Lich, and then lost to those nuke ogre.
So with this, we have our last on-screen runner, Static Pulse coming up against Chaos. Chaos opening up with Rob. Swing for 1 damage from the Ninja. We get a fast swing out against the Knight. That Knight's going to throw defense, and then we got a wall cast on the Black Mage to help make up for their lack of a ribbon. Next round starts up. This Chaos honestly didn't seem too bad, all things considered.
It was pretty tame.
Yeah, Fast goes out for a Ninja, Fade goes out for 250-something. Chaos comes back with Chip Damage Fire 2. Got 5 hits from the ninja for 180. Slowly working it down. Ninja swings again. 4 hits for 211. Another defense cast. Nuke comes out from the black mage. 180 damage. And a heal 3 to bring us back up after that chip damage. And we're on to the next. Oh, hey, and then Chaos decides, nope, you're not done yet. Knocks the ninja down to 12 hit points total. That could be bad. Powerbomb comes out from the knight. Swing from the ninja for another 84 damage. Lock 2 comes out. And a Cure 4 brings the ninja right back up again, almost as if nothing happens. And then Chaos time stops them. That poor ninja. Knight swings. 6 hits for 124. Nuke comes out from the black mage. 262. Chaos decides to wipe that ninja. He had it out for that ninja, I'm just saying. Ninja is kissing dirt. Another powerbomb. Rack comes out. Not effective. Chaos misses the knight. Well, can't take out the knight, so I had to kill that ninja. We get another powerbomb coming out, while Chaos decides to go right down the road. Takes out the black mage next. And then does chip damage for lightning 3. Another powerbomb. White Mage is going to Cure for the ninja, or the knight, which is a good thing to do because that nuke just took them all the way down. Cure 4 comes back out, gonna need to Cure for the White Mage as well if he wants to keep them up. 4 hits, 688 from the defense sword, not even gonna need to bother. Chaos is down. And at 14th place with the official SRL time of 1 hour, 59 minutes, 34 seconds, Static Pulse has finished this race. So, any other thoughts?
I was going to say I enjoyed this whole event. Thank you to everyone who helped put it on. The variety in flags was a lot of fun.
Yeah, the variety of flags, just, the Duck Derby, and even, before that, since we really didn't get to say too much thanks about it, but, the Duckling Boot Camp that led into this too. I know I literally started a day. My first seed for Final Fantasy 1 Randomizer was a day before the Duckling Boot Camp started, so it's like I started at the perfect time for this, and it helped me kind of just learn, the ins and outs of it immediately, and it really appreciate that the community takes time to do that for their new players.
I don't know what kind of routes everyone else ran, but there was one point in the seed where I was freaking out that I was going to have to go back and search the skip chest because all that was left, I had the ruby to turn in. I knew that between Chime, Cube, and Tail, of those 3 was loose. Thankfully, that Tail was right next to the Chime.
Yeah, I think if I could change one thing about the seed, I would take the floater and put it where that tail was.
Oh, that would have been evil.
I would have had a really early floater if that would have happened.
We'd still be playing.
So we're just waiting on Static to see if we can get them in for an interview right now. Said they were going to join, but I haven't seen them join the voice chat yet, so we'll see if they come in. But yeah, you guys did really well right now, and I want to respect the fact that from first place down to we're up to 16th place already. It's only a gap of about 15 minutes right here, so this grouping was really tight. And we are joined in chat now by Static Pulse. GG, Static. Well done on finishing this one. How did you feel about that race?
It could have gone better. So to start off with, I think that the nerves got the better of me. I kind of ran around without really knowing what to do. The early magic wasn't great. Just trying to find a good place to level and get some money, especially with the expensive camping gear. It's really hard to get started. I thought I'd go to Earth and see what the tiles were there. Yeah, the Manticore tile, and that was okay. Since houses were so expensive, you couldn't really drain that. And then I ran into the nuclear ogres, and that didn't go so well. Then I pivoted toward Volcano, where the red hydras were safe enough to do some grinding. It was just kind of a slow start. And definitely those nuclear ogres were the bane of my existence.
Okay, well, as this whole race wraps up at this point, I want to see if there's any final thoughts from anyone in the booth.
I guess I'll start.
Okay.
Just to echo what other people are saying. Thanks very much to the volunteers to make this possible. It's a great community. I only started in November, and got good really fast. Just participating in the Discord. The community is always willing to help you with any questions you might have, either technical, getting set up, or relating to the game. I think that they did a great job for this particular flag set. It's sort of like every track was sort of geared at teaching you something specific. Track one was like routing. Track two was grinding. Track three was floor and entrance shuffle, basically taking notes. And track four was like improvisation with the forced character parties. It could be even more difficult if they allow duplicates, but they kind of keep it duckling friendly, making sure that you get one random melee and one random mage. I'm curious to ask the other racers if anyone was tempted by that early Oxiel to dive C, because I ignored it. I ignored Oxiel for a long time.
So in the back, that was kind of in the back of my mind. I didn't have the money to get it at first. It was there, and when I eventually successfully dived Earth to find the cube chest, I was thinking, oh no, there could be a loose rod in Sky, and then you have to double dip Earth. Get past those Guru ogres twice. So that was, and then the back of my mind, like, oh, you have the cube, and then you also have the Oxiel, these, higher level areas that could have, something that important that you needed, like the floater or the rod, and that was always in the back of my mind, like, this seed is really difficult. That it could be, what it wants you to do.
Right. I think if the black magic rolled a little bit differently, it might have been tempting. But yeah, I had money troubles early as well. Thanks.
Yeah.
Tempted to do it, but I did Waterfall and found, I forget what was that Waterfall, but I found that and I went to Ordeals first. I believe Ruby was up there.
Ruby.
Yeah. So it's like as soon as I did Ruby and I did Ordeals, I'm like, I'm gonna go to Melman because I hadn't even went to Earth Cave yet. So it's like I've got 3 key items or incentives I can go check. So as soon as I had that, I wasn't interested in C, but I was tempted to go dive it because of how many chests were there, especially if I could have made it to mermaids potentially. But
yeah, I see.
I did early Ordeals, gave an amount of money, and then after checking Volcano and Ice, I ended up walking around the entire Inner Sea. Because after Ice, I could stop and buy the Oxyale crystal. By then, I had the key, so I could hit Canaria Locked at Dwarf Cave. By then, I had the crown to turn in, finish the circle, and pick up the floater after doing a lap.
Yeah, I was thinking about doing that too. After I did a volcano grind charges for warp, I ended up in the ice cave going down to the northern continent, waterfall and ordeals. So when I came back, kind of to get the volcano and send up and take care of Carrie. Well, do I want to sail back into the inner sea to do the crystal turn in and get the Oxyale, or would it be faster to canoe / walk around?
I left my boat on the outer the outer Elfland docks, so walking was definitely faster from Ice Cave.
Oh, yeah. I guess thoughts overall, Derby, it was very enjoyable. I liked it quite a lot. Each race was something different, and showcased something new and exciting that Randomizer could do. So I thought it was a very good format. Nothing further to add, really. Very enjoyable. Thanks to everyone for putting it on and organizing it and getting everyone restreamed and all that. Thank you very much.
Cool. Then I guess with that, I'm gonna cut it over to my co-commentator for this, Cyrinus, and see if you have any final thoughts on this before we wrap up this stream.
I do not. I'm just over here getting ready for bed. It is late for me, and I have to get up in like 6 hours.
Then I want to thank everyone for watching. I want to thank our runners, Sir Linkalot, Static Pulse, Life Reboot, and Guelph for participating in these 4 races of the Duckling Derby. You all did fantastic. Of course, congratulations to our overall winner, Sir Linkalot, 3rd place in the race, 1st place, and our new Duckling Supreme for the Final Fantasy Randomizer. You're going to have to schedule your race now with Groggy Dog, so you can take on and see who gets to be the true Duckling champion right there.
I'll have to get in contact with them. I'll have to see what we can do.
I want to thank RPG Limit Break for hosting us, especially after we had that power outage in the middle of this and required us to get a quick reset going again. Thanks to our commentary team, of course, Cyrinus and Burt Reynolds working behind the scenes. I am Darkmoon EX here, Darkmoon Firelight on Twitch. Want to thank everyone for turning out for the Duckling Derby. Hopefully we'll be doing more stuff with RPG Limit Break in the future. And until the next time we see you for Final Fantasy Randomizer, thank you and have a good night.